What's going on, people? It's your boy Tops back again for the Tops Transfer Talk Show. Big up everyone tuning in. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel. And yeah, actual breaking news. Ornstein Bomber while I was away. And yeah, man, Christian Norgaard has been linked with the move to Arsenal. Apparently, Arsenal put in a bid of 11 million euros, I think the original tweet was, for Norgaard. Out of nowhere, RKO, out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting to see this, but again, here we are, people. Here we are, big up, nearsighted remembrance. I didn't know Elanga played for Palace. Yeah, I had an absolute stinker and a hooked on the title, bro. My head was gone, bro. I can't lie, man. I think I'm still thinking about Eze and Port Palace, man. But big up yourself for realizing that could be like a little Easter egg there. Tops was on the sauce when doing this title. For real, I don't know what I was doing with the title, man, if I'm being honest, bro. But it is what it is. It is what it is, my man. It is what it is. Big up also on this side. It says, also going after Norgaard and Kepa. Scary hours, man. Scary hours indeed. Scary hours indeed. But yeah, man, obviously that was sarcasm. But yeah, we'll get into this potential deal. Obviously, before we get into it, make sure you guys like the video and subscribe to the channel, man. If you're new here, all of that good stuff. So yeah, we'll get into it right about now. So yeah, man. Since Christian Norgaard has emerged as a shot target for Arsenal, who have now made their move. Arsenal make transfer bid for Brentford captain. So he is the captain. I keep forgetting he's the captain because they've got Norgaard and Damsgaard. I always get them two mixed up in it. But yeah, he is the Brentford captain to solve squad problem. Arsenal Chiefs have become increasingly aware of a growing issue within the heart of the Gunners squad and are looking to move swiftly to solve it before the problem becomes too big. Also, I've made a 9.3 bid for the Brentford captain. Before I continue as well, that is that's a small bid, to be fair. Like for a captain of a Premier League team, a midfielder that is literally a regular. He's the captain. He starts like every game. To only bid 9.3 mil is kind of crazy, if I'm being honest, man. Surely they're not going to accept any near close to that. Surely it's going to be like a 30-40 million pound signing. No, I'll be shocked if they accept anything less than what would I say? Probably about 20-25 mil, 30 mil. But either way, you have to see what happens, man. But yeah, it says we bidded 9.3 million for the Brentford captain, Christian Norgaard. As the Mirror Football exclusively revealed on Friday night, the veteran Bees midfielder has emerged as a cost-effective target for the Gunners as they look to bolster their midfield ranks. So I did see that apparently his contract was going to be coming to an end at the end of the season, but he signed a new 2-year extension in March, to obviously have 2 years left on his contract. So I don't know whether that was like kind of a little bit of a gentleman's agreement where it was like, well, yeah, if you sign this contract, we're gonna allow you to go for a cheap price because eventually we would have lost you for free. Similar to obviously what they did with Raya, where I think he had 1 year left, and then they obviously told him to sign an extension. And then obviously he was able to join Arsenal on loan in it. So yeah, man, maybe it's a little bit of that, but like I said, normally Brentford are very shrewd in terms of when they sell players, man. This would be relatively pretty cheap, if I'm being honest. Cheaper than I think it should be, if I'm being honest, man. But yeah, going on to obviously what they were saying, is that the former Chelsea and Italian star Jorginho has departed on a free transfer to Flamengo, whilst Thomas Partey's future remains up in the air, and it's increasingly likely that the Ghanaian international will depart. Partey's contract expires on June the 30th, and as it stands, he's due to become a free agent, leaving the Emirates, man. So, having played 52 times in all competitions under Mikel Arteta's team last season. So, yeah, the whole thing with Partey, obviously, I went through it again. Like, for me, again, the lack of preparation is poor. And if you're going to keep Partey, if you're gonna have Partey in the lineup, then yeah, you have to keep him, man. For the simple fact that you've not had a massive preparation for this player to not be a part of the squad going forward. Hence why we've got this kind of bid out of nowhere for the Brentford captain Christian Norgaard. So yeah, I think in the air, do you really just keep him? Do you just have him there as like as a squad player, which is what we thought it was going to be? Yes, he might decline, but at least he knows the Premier League and stuff. At least with Christian Norgaard, I can see that he's Premier League proven. However, there wasn't a lot of people saying we should get Norgaard in before obviously this bid out of nowhere came. Obviously, David Ornstein dropped the news, man. Big up everyone in the chat, man. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, man. But yeah, also are closing in on the signing of Zubimendi. How many times have I heard that from Real Sociedad? I have to agree in terms. The international is set to join next week in a £55 million move. That best be July 1st, by the way. I'm hearing all this talk about, oh, we can't do it till July. That's when the new PSR rules come in. Bro, July 1st, I want to see it on .com, bro. Him holding up the shirt. Like, what is this, man? It's crazy. With also having negotiated terms to pay more than the release clause in order to pay installments. But they want more cover. And Norgaard, 31, is keen as a leader and character that would be good in the dressing room like Jorginho was, while having also provided himself a capable Premier League performer. The Beast captain has been integral to the club's securing 5 straight. It's been 5 years since they've been in the Premier League, man. That's gone quick, you know. He played 34 times in the Premier League under former coach Thomas Frank last season. So he stays fit, is regular since he's departed to Tottenham Hotspur to replace Postecoglou. Norgaard has also been a regular for the Danish national team in recent seasons too. He has 2 years remaining on his contract in West London, having signed a new deal in March, having rejected a number of Bosman offers as his family is settled in London. So another guy that's settled in London that doesn't want to move from there. Pardon me. So yeah, that's interesting. But he's believed to be keen on a move to Arsenal and the chance to test himself in the Champions League as discussions continue between the two clubs. Norgaard is currently in Denmark while his wife is due giving birth. So yeah, man. In terms of my thoughts on the signing, listen, you know what? As a signing to replace Jorginho, I don't mind it. And this is the problem, and I think I said this before. When it comes to Arsenal in the transfer window, it's a delicate situation because in my opinion, the club is in a deficit. And what I mean by that is that they've got a lot of rapport with the fans to earn back because of how bad the transfer window is. So until you make those kind of killer signings, those marquee signings, these kind of signings, even if they might be smart business, because look, if you get this guy for, I don't know, 10, like the reported fee could be like 10 million plus 5 add-ons or whatever. If you get him for that, then cool. Obviously, he's probably proven. I think I would prefer him than the other guy we're linked with, just because, again, it's more of the unknown. He might even be better than the other guy, but the guy from Seville, the DM that we will link with. But again, it's kind of a thing where you're just kind of hoping he kind of adapts to the league straight away. If he doesn't, then you're kind of like, you know, you're a bit worried. But at least with Norgaard, he's a player that knows the Premier League already, knows what it takes to obviously play in there. I can obviously come in and contribute at a decent level. Do you know what I mean? So as a Jorginho replacement, I'm fine with that. However, it does put a lot of pressure on the likes of Zubimendi to come in and be better than Partey, because again, that's when you kind of change the narrative in terms of before it was Zubimendi was Jorginho's replacement and Partey was going to stay. Now Partey looks like he's going to leave, and this looks like he's definitely leaving. If we're making bids for players, we're not going to renew his contracts, man. That's done, in my opinion. So yeah, if that's the case, then for me, getting someone like Norgaard in, I'm fine with it if you do what you need to do going forward. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, I've had obviously another like analyzation of the transfer window, and I've just come to the conclusion where I'm not going to crush out on these kind of squad signings, bro. It's that I care about the striker and the left winger. They have to be top signings that I'm happy with personally. Otherwise, that's when I will have a problem in it. So for me, Norgaard, again, it's not something to get excited about. I feel like him being proven is decent because, again, it's someone that can slot in a Premier League game if we do get injuries, or if Zubimendi is not obviously getting accustomed to obviously the league. Maybe you can slot him in and he's going to be okay. Do you know what I mean? He's not going to be, oh my God, what is this guy doing? He knows the league. He's played against all these teams before. Do you know what I'm saying? However, when you look at it and compare it to him, obviously, against Thomas Partey is better than him. He's better than obviously Zubimendi at this moment in time. So yeah, when you look at it like that, people say it's a downgrade. And I can understand that, to be fair. And until you see them what they do in an Arsenal shirt and in the Premier League, especially Zubimendi, there's nothing really you can argue. It's up to them to obviously prove that there could be an upgrade or whatever, or could be at least the same level. So yeah, from that perspective, I get it. But like I said, man, I'm not going to crash out on these kind of signings for the simple fact that we've got so much work to do, bro. Like with the forward line, waiting for this striker is taking an age, man. It's taking so long. It's crazy. But yeah, that's the key thing we need to do, man. Get the striker situation sorted out. Obviously, there's reports saying that now. Diamazio is saying that Gyökeres is definitely going to join an Arsenal, but obviously his track record. I mean, he used to be really reliable back in the day. Back in like 2019, 20. 18. He used to be like on the money with stuff, but yeah, nowadays, man, he was the same guy that said that Man City were going to sign Declan Rice, and obviously came to Arsenal. So yeah, he's not the most credible, obviously, sources when it comes to stuff like this. But what I will say in terms of having obviously Gyökeres or Sesko on the mind is that, yeah, we just need to hurry up and make a decision. I wasn't expecting the first Ornstein Bomber to be about a midfielder, but here we are. He did obviously go in detail to say that it looks like Thomas Partey is certainly going to leave the club, which, again, it just seems like it's all been, what's the word? A lack of preparation. Because, again, like I was thinking, he was always going to want a pay cut, especially being at the club for so long and not getting a pay rise during the duration of his time at Arsenal. And yeah, Arsenal, we should have just sold him like a couple of years ago, for being honest, man. Especially when he had that season where he missed like the majority of the season. I think after that, he should have just been like, you know what, we need to get in a fresh player now. Because that was the season. I remember it was a couple of years ago. We were linked heavily with Lavia. Obviously, I'm sure we bidded. I'm sure Fabrizio Romano said we bidded like 40 mil for Lavia. But at the time, we had to get rid of Partey to free up the wages to make space for him, apparently. That was obviously the report. But we didn't manage to do it. We couldn't get rid of him. Saudi didn't want to pay more than, I think, 25 mil. We wanted to get like 35 to 40 to get like some of our money back, the majority of our money back. And then I think they ended up getting Fabinho instead because they wanted a DM. So yeah, and then Partey ended up staying, and then he was injured. He missed the majority of the season, so it was like, yeah, we should have just got rid of you guys. We should have just got rid of you, gang. But yeah, man. That was a perfect opportunity to transition from a younger player with Premier League proven experience, and now he would have been at a level where you could probably utilize him a bit more and would save us a bit of money. But we didn't do that. Unfortunately, we had we kept Partey for another year, even though he's good. Now we're trying to replace him, and yeah, it's not looking like it's not looking like the energies are aligning in it. But like I said, man, I feel in isolation, I'm fine with the deal. Like, again, if you can get him for 10 million plus 5 million add-ons, if that's the case, I'm just shocked it's so cheap, if I'm being honest, because he is Brentford's captain, and I know he obviously signed a 2-year extension, but he's still 2 years, so you would expect him to be at least go for 25-30 mil, because he's a regular in their team. Especially when they're charging 60 plus for Mbuemo. They've obviously charged us 30 with Raya, and Raya already had 1 year left as well. So yeah, you would think he'd be going around about that mark, but yeah, crazy that he's not, man. Big ol' ST in the building. It says if Partey leaves, this still makes sense. Cheap and decent, but still more pressing issues to look into, e.g. the R4 line. This is it, ST. Like, that's my kind of issue with the whole situation. Like, I'm not really going to crash out on this. I think, okay, he's okay. He's like, I'm not going to act. Because I think what obviously some Arsenal fans are doing is someone being ultra positive and saying, oh, this is an amazing deal and stuff like that. When in reality, 2 weeks ago, you wouldn't have said you want him to replace Partey if when you looked like Partey was staying. And then on the flip side, people are saying, oh, this is absolutely horrendous, blah, blah, blah. Which I don't think it is. Like, for me, there's more pressing issues to obviously at hand. Like, we need to get that forward line sorted, man. That has to be an issue. We can go back to this later. Obviously, on the grand scheme of things, Zubimendi and Norgaard compared to Partey and Jorginho does look like a downgrade for the simple fact that you know what Jorginho and Partey can do. And obviously they've been decent for us like individually. But having said that, Partey's not staying now. Like, that's poor from the club, but that's happened. He's not staying where he's not going to take a pay cut. So that's the club's fault, innit? And for me, if you want to strengthen that forward line, bro, they're not going to strengthen the forward line and get another top-class midfielder and get Zubimendi, even though they should. They're not going to do that, innit? This is the Kroenkes we're talking about. So, yeah, I'm not going to be deluded to think they're going to do that. So, yeah, man, to get this in. But if you do this, then you have to get the top-quality forward line. You have to. There's no excuses. I want Rodrigo, bro. Like, there's no point saving on wages because Partey's leaving and getting Norgaard and getting a cheap deal. If we then get someone on loan, like, this is what happened last year when people were like, oh, yeah, well, we're getting Marino and we're getting, obviously, Calafiori. We're saving for the big winger signing, and then we've got Sterling on loan. And it's like, where's all this money gone? And then we've got Kepa on loan. Like, where's all the money gone, bro? So, for me, man, I'm judging more the transfer window more on the front line, bro. Yeah. If I'm happy with the front line, then the other ones, I can be like, you know what? Maybe we can work with this. Maybe, because obviously, Norgaard's not going to start. It will be Zubimendi and Rice anyway, with obviously Odegaard probably would be the front three. And then we go from there. But, yeah, man. For me, the forward line needs to be sorted for sure, man. But big up everyone in the chat, man. Make sure you guys smash the likes on the video. It's big up Mister. It says Norgaard plus older guard equals old dear God. Bro, the slander names for both of these guys, if they do stinkers, are going to be crazy. I can't even lie, man. Big up AJ, my bro. Hope you want, brother. I said, no. He's a year younger than Partey and not good enough either. I'm not happy with Norgaard. He's in the top 5 in interceptions, apparently. You know what? When watching him, I've more been impressed with, if I'm being honest, Damsgaard. I think Damsgaard's a good player. I think he's quite underrated. I think in terms of like creatively, I think he'll be someone that could really match Odegaard in terms of like someone to really push him, someone that you can play instead of him, because I feel like he goes under the radar when Whistler and your man there and Boimo scoring all these goals. I feel like he's one of the main reasons why he's able to knit like certain attacks together. But yeah, obviously Norgaard is one of those guys that's pretty safe on the ball. He can play a couple of progressive passes, but like I said, I'll be honest, guys, this is not a signing where I'm like, oh my god, we should get him instead of Partey beforehand. Like he was one of those players that he's a respected, solid Premier League player, nothing more, nothing less. Is he good enough to start for us week in, week out for us to win a league title? I don't think so. However, you're not going to get that with all your squad. Some squad players are there to fill in. Can he fill in a role and do something here and there? Possibly, but hopefully we don't get to that stage. But yeah, again, it's the club, man. If they're cutting corners, bro, they have to deliver up front for sure. Just pay Partey what he wants, a lot cheaper than Norgaard anyway. Yeah, listen, I think we're big up AJ anyway, man. Big up every time. Make sure you smash the likes on this video, man. Big up Tots every time. Big up, brother. Hope you're well, my guy. But yeah, with the Partey thing, bro, they're just not going to come to a conclusion, I don't think. For the simple fact that they just don't want to pay him 250, 300 grand, which, to be honest with you, I can understand why. But my issue is the lack of planning. Like, if he was going to, bro, like anyone with a logical sense knew he wanted to get a pay increase. He's been on the same money for like 5 years in a row, yeah. Like, at the end of the contract, he's going to want to increase, even if he doesn't warrant it or whatever. But it's in his best interest to get that. I get that. Bro, you're not going to be willing to do that. You should be looking for a replacement like last year. Like, so it should have been Zubimendi, because the thing is as well, Jorginho was supposed to leave last year and they convinced him to stay for another year. But that should have been your opportunity to get 2 replacements in ready, which is what people like Turkish, people like Dan Potts, people like Curtis were saying last year. We're going to have to replace our midfield next year. And look what's happening. Partey and Jorginho have left, and we're going to have to replace our midfield. But yeah, like I said, man, for me, I'm not crashing out on this. If we start getting like Madawakeys and start getting some fools in the front line, that's when I'll be crashing out for sure. Big up ST, AJ, Partey is already on 200k. Apparently he wants more. I'm not sure if the club can afford to pay him more and invest in wages for forward players too. Yeah, and this is what I'm saying more. But like I said, ST, that's why I'm still annoyed at the club, because it's a lack of planning, because you knew this was going to happen. So why have you not got another replacement ready for Partey? Like, you knew this is going to happen at some stage, and you knew you had to strengthen the forward line. This is why it just makes me laugh why they don't like maximize every transfer window. Because it's like, we could have got a winger in last year, which saved you getting a winger in this year. Then we could have spent more money on a forward, on a midfielder this year to replace Partey. Instead, you left it all to the one window where we didn't get a striker in January. We didn't get a striker last year or a winger. So now we're going to get both of them this window. And now Jorginho and Partey are leaving this window, and now we're going to replace them this window as well. So like, they've got it's their own fault, bro. Like, they should have got this sorted ages ago. Do you get it? Like, it's just, bro, it's silly, man. Big up Eros, my bro. Big up Tops and the crew. Big up everyone tuning in, man. Make sure you guys smash the likes on this video. Appreciate all you guys in here for sure. Jesus and Habits, his wages have Bonnie Blue spread out screwed us for sure, bro. Big up ST, man. The wages there, man. Like, when you realize and you actually think about it, what those wages could go towards, like, bro, we could have got a proper midfield partnership going with the Zubimendi and someone else that's top, and Declan Rice, and probably someone else, because 265 for Jesus, 280 for Habits. You contributed those wages to other people, especially with the 100,000 a week with Tomiyasu, who's obviously been injured for the last 2 years. That's another piece of wages. Reece Nelson's on 100k. That's another piece of wages as well. They all add up, man. And I feel like we're paying the price for rewarding average players with these massive contracts, man. These guys like Reece Nelson, they should be on like 25k, bro. I'm sorry. Like, no disrespect to him, but like, they shouldn't be on 100k. You've not done enough to warrant that. Do you know what I mean? If Miles Lewis Skelly just got a pay rise and, bro, he's on 60k, and he's been more of a first teamer in 6 months than Reece Nelson has been in his entire Arsenal career. There's not been a run of games where he's started more than obviously Miles Lewis-Kelly, and he's getting nearly 40k more than him after a pay rise. So yeah, that when you weigh it up, it's absolutely crazy, man. Big up everyone tuning in. Make sure you guys like the video. The only way I could somewhat accept this is if we get Ethan over the line. Listen, this is what I'm saying, bro, and this is what I mean, AJ. Just for me, I'm just going to wait a little bit until we actually see what we get done, especially with obviously the criticism with Berta. I'm going to wait until the window, literally wait until the window just to analyze what we can do, because we can still have a good window. That's the thing. Will we? I don't know, but we can still have a good window if we get the right signings over the line and absolutely strengthening the positions that we need to. Obviously, we need a striker. We need a left winger. We need possibly, well, not even possibly, we need either, Ethan to be the backup to Saka or to be the backup to Odegaard and the other position. So a backup right back, a backup right winger or a backup number 10. One of the two. We can't go into the season with the same kind of players that are trying to cover two positions again. Because again, we got left short last year. If Odegaard gets injured, we're back into the same position where obviously Arteta doesn't want to play Ethan in that 10 for whatever reason, and then we're playing Trossard there. You don't want to get into that position again, innit? Do you know what I mean? So yeah, for me, it's a massive situation that we need to definitely improve on for sure. Big up AJ says ST, we can actually afford Partey. Money with Kieran Tierney and Jorginho gone as well. Pay him up. I'm not too sure, AJ. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think bless me. I think the problem with obviously the Partey deal is how much do you offer him? Do you offer him 300k like for a player? And the thing is with Partey as well, which I will say, I'm not convinced about his injuries. I know obviously he had a good injury-free season last year, but one season out of possibly 4 or 5 is not enough to convince me, especially when he's getting older, that he's going to be injury-free next year. It would not surprise me if he's out for the majority of the season next year, man. And I would just give him 300 grand, and it goes into the bracket of a Tomiyasu, of a, do you know what I mean, where we're just paying this guy and he's always injured. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not, like I said, I'm not opposed to not signing him on, but just get an adequate replacement, and you're putting all your chips on Zubimendi being the adequate replacement. Because let's be honest with you, Partey was a starter last year. So Jorginho was a squad player, hardly really played. So you're basically flipping the personnel with Zubimendi being the actual probably starter, obviously, with Rice, and then again Norgaard being the Jorginho replacement, the backup, which again, bar for bar, it does look like a downgrade. It does, not to obviously poo-poo on the signings, but again, until they come into the league and show what they can do, you can only go off what the other teams have, obviously all the other players have provided for the team, man. And when you compare, you would probably say Jorginho is better than Norgaard, and you'd say Partey is better than Zubimendi based off them playing in the Premier League and being at a bigger club as well. So yeah, man, I get people thinking like, oh my God, it's not really something to get excited for. But again, I'm just hoping all these saving of wages, and it should be as well, because there's no excuse, is going towards the forward players, bro. 5 million on Kepa. If you want to sign him, cool, but it best be because you're saving money for the massive signings up front. If you want to spend 10 million on Norgaard, cool, but it best be because you're spending a massive money up front for sure, man. It was no, I'm sorry, he was the best player last season. He earned the money considering Odegaard, Kaya, Jesus all make more money than him. I hear what you're saying. He was our best, definitely our best midfielder. I'm not best player. Arguable. He's definitely in there though. To be fair, I'll definitely put Timber in there. Gabriel was amazing as well. But yeah, he was definitely our best midfielder for sure throughout the duration of the season. I know people say Rice, but Rice had a very poor start. I remember watching the games. He had a very poor start. He picked up probably like end of January, February to the rest of the season. He was very good. But yeah, he had a poor start in it. So, but yeah, I understand what you're saying. But again, for me, if he didn't have a poor injury record, then I'd be all for it. Because I'm like, you know what? This guy's permanently proven. He's always fit, always available. But that injury record was always in the back of my mind. Even this season, I was like, I'm surprised he's still fit for the majority of the season. But again, like I said before, when players are in that final year of the contract, bro, they do things that they don't normally do. We've seen it with Aubameyang scoring loads of goals, even though he did score a lot of goals regularly in his career. But he had an amazing season, obviously led us to the FA Cup. That's when his contract was coming to an end. You've seen him with Salah this season, led them to a Premier League title, contract coming to an end. Van Dijk's performances were great. Partey would stay fit for the majority, and his performances were good. So, yeah, man, I'm not opposed to obviously letting him go, but in the position we're in, it's crazy, man. Big up E. Ross, he says, also, I'm not serious. Yeah, I mean, at the minute, man, we're not looking serious, bro. I can't lie, for the simple fact that, we're not signing our main starter players. We're getting a few squad players in first, but and that's what I said. They're in the deficit because there's a lot of PTSD with Arsenal fans in terms of, okay, it's great getting these squad players in, but you got them in last year, and then we didn't get any starters. And then we wondered why we didn't win the league, because we didn't get any actual starting like players that are really going to be pushing us into that position where we get major honors. And then the stars we got now are on the bench, because obviously Marina's not starting now and Calafiori's not a starter, so they're squad players now. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, and no one's really happy with Marino in midfield, and Calafiori, no one's really happy with him at left back in terms of defensively. So yeah, man. Crazy, man. Big up to Mina. It says Gyökeres joining Arsenal, Rodrigo joining Arsenal, Hater joining Arsenal, CMA midfielder, Zubimendi joining. Everyone's joining Arsenal. Arsenal will get 7 players in the summer. Can you make me monitor the channel? How are you doing today? Yeah, I'm doing good. How you are? How you doing, man? I'm doing very, very well. You don't ask for more, you earn it. Yeah, that's facts, bro. That's facts. Big up AJ for letting him know that. 7 players, they still haven't got one yet. LOL. Yeah, no, one's not official yet. I know obviously the Kepa news came out for the usual journalist Fabrizio Romano said that he signed his contract. Hans of Ozil is obviously in the know on Twitter as well. He said he signed his contract, but no official word yet. But bro, if it's true about this July thing, I want bang, 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 bang. Start of July. I want all these signings revealed, bro, because yeah, we can't be waiting, and we've literally wasted another month waiting for this PSR. So in July, you best be coming with smoke. I want 4, 5, 6 signings, bro. Especially when obviously we go to July. It is obviously the Singapore tour, innit? I think it's the 19th or 20th of July we go off. Bro, you got 20 days, bro. You got 20. I want to see new faces in the door, because when you actually look at it, Arsenal fans have definitely been starved of the new personnel. It feels like we've not had any kind of new players in the last 2 years. I know we bought kind of Fury, but he's always injured. Marino obviously looked better in a position that's not even his. We didn't hardly see Sterling because he wasn't good enough, and Neto played 1 game and it was rubbish in it. So it just feels like we didn't spend nothing in the 2 January. So it feels like it's been 2 years where I've actually been excited for a pre-season where we're getting in these players in, and I'm having a good look at them. Because you look at Marino, I mean, we didn't even sign Marino until after pre-season, I think it was. So he didn't even play. Calafiori, he played a little bit, so we had 1 player ready to look at, and then we got Sterling on the last day, and then he wasn't any good. And then so yeah, you look at literally 2 seasons ago, man, where you look at pre-season, you're looking at different players, thinking, okay, he looks all right. He looks all right. He looks like a fresh player. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, man, it's crazy. The also ladies have a high standards than than it seems. Yeah, for sure. No, Kepa makes 0 sense. Carl Hein is ready, save £5 million. Chris Norgaard is 31. Laughing emoji. This is what I'm saying, man. Big up Kurt as well, by the way. Tell Arsenal aren't serious when you're linked to a midfielder who's 31 on average. This is what I mean, man. This is what I'm saying. And the thing is, the reason you're saying that, Kurt, and I get what you're saying, because it's like we're signing squad players before we sign starters. So it does look like we're not serious. Do you know what I mean? If we'd got I'm not saying it's easy to do, but if we'd got a Rodrigo in, if we got a Gyökeres sorted, and then we got this guy, this wouldn't even be mainstream news. It would just be like, okay, he's a replacement for Partey, or he's a squad player that we're signing. Like, I'm not against signing squad players, because you need players that can fill in, do a job, especially when you're playing more games. But the problem is, like, we're not even adding to the numbers. Like, we're just replacing players, and they're not even good. Like, in terms of going band for band, they're not even good as the players that we'll get rid of. So, so yeah, man, I can see why rival fans don't see us as being serious, man. Like I said, in isolation, it's an okay deal. It's someone that's Premier League proven that costs obviously minuscule money, but it's not okay considering we need starters. We need like 4 or 5 starters to really impact the trajectory of the team. And then these guys can be the bench players. That's cool. That's fine if you want to pick them, because we need more players anyway. Like, we only had a 22-man squad, so we need Premier League proven players to literally rotate with, because we're playing Partey all the time, playing Rice all the time with broken toes. Like, Odegaard we rushed him back when he broke his ankle. We're rushing Saka back. Like, we obviously need more players that our manager trusts for him to rotate, so we don't have to play injured players all the time. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, man. But yeah, big up Kurt. He says I'm fuming. Big up bro. Big up Kurt as well. Hope you're well, my guy. Come back, Edu. He's all is forgiven, says Calvin West. Pick up Calvin, man. Hope you're well, my bro. I'll be fuming if I supported Arsenal, AJ. I don't think it's a bad signing, Kurt. I think it's a good backup. See, I think ST, obviously, you're saying what I'm saying as well, in terms of in isolation, it's fine. But again, we're all waiting for the big signings in it. And as probably a rival fan, it's like you're not going to be shocked when Arsenal get Norgaard. So I can understand what Kurt's saying, in it. But if we start to get Rodrigo, if we start to get these kind of major signings, I know that obviously they're difficult to do. But if you start getting those through the door, that's when you see guys are like, you know what, Arsenal, we're going to take them a little bit more seriously because they're signing some players that I actually rate and they're going to be in the starting lineup. Whereas if we sign over these players, Norgaard's not going to start for us. Let's be honest with you. He's a good squad player, but he's not going to start for us. So how much impact is he going to actually make in terms of us challenging for the title? Not too much. More to do with the cups or whatever. If we're going to try and rotate and try and win those kind of competitions, which we need to do because we don't win anything. So I understand that to that degree. But yeah, man. I feel like I said, this in isolation is fine, but Arsenal in the transfer window, they're in a deficiency, man. They need to do something massive to get all the fans back on side where everyone's just happy with the signings. Do you know what I mean? And because we've had so many bad transfer windows the last 2 or 3 years, in terms of people getting players that they wanted or not even signing players at all, that's why there's a bit of a law on obviously every transfer right in a minute, man, which is understandable. Big up Curtis says I want a right back and another 8 and a goal scorer and winger. That's obviously for Manchester City. And they've made good signings. Do you know what I mean? So, and this is what we're competing with. And that's what you got to remember as well, guys. Like, we're not just competing with ourselves in terms of like trying to improve us. We're competing with all these other teams like Man City and Liverpool. So you got to compare your squad to theirs. Because let's be honest, they've both got a better manager than we do, because Slot's won the league and Pep's won how many leagues? So we when you look at it like that, we definitely have to have at least as good or a better squad then, because we have to bridge that gap between manager. Because again, these have got literally Premier League winning managers, so it's crazy, man. Big up E Ross is at top 100% facts, getting nothing but C-Tech squad players, bro. And this kind of leads into my next question. Even if we get players like Gyökeres, Rodrigo, Williams, etc., proper first team players, do you think that will even do well under this manager? Good point, bro. Big up E Ross, man. Very good question, bro. I'm not too sure, bro, because again, I think Arteta's got to answer the allegations that he doesn't get best out of attackers, because again, we've seen a decline in terms of how much goals we scored last season compared to the season before. I know we had injuries, but I know even when we had Saka fit, he wasn't playing particularly well. I know he was getting a few GA, but his performances were not as good as the season before. Do you know what I mean? And same with obviously the likes of Martinelli, Trossard, they definitely declined last season as well. And yeah, Havertz is not a proven goal scorer, but I would say that Arteta needs to prove that he can actually manage his number 9. Obviously, people and managers, they have certain stigmas about them where you say they get the best out of strikers. Like Unai Emery, no matter where he goes, his strikers always bang, whether it's Ollie Watkins, whether it's Duran, whether it's Aubameyang, whoever he has at whichever club, they normally score a load of goals. Thomas Frank got the best out of Tony, the best out of Whistler, the best out of Mbuemo. So he's a guy that can get the best out of attack as well. I said under Arteta, it's literally only been Aubameyang that I think has got 20 plus goals in the league since he's been there. Everyone else gets 10, 15, you know what I mean, on that kind of bracket. Do you know what I'm saying? So it might be the player quality, or it might be how Arteta has us set up where we don't go all out in terms of having players really score 2, 3, 4 goals in a game. Do you know what I mean? I mean, when's the last time a player got a hat trick? It might actually even beat Eddie Nketiah. And again, he's not in the normal mode of an Arteta player in terms of he's just a goal scorer that wants to score goals, even though obviously he wasn't at the level, wasn't good enough. But the point is like we don't really get players that score 3 goals in a game. And why is that? You're not telling me Saka can't get a hat trick. Of course he can. Martinelli definitely can get a hat trick in a game. Do you know what I'm saying? Like these players can definitely score more than 1 goal in a game, but it just seems like we're spreading the goals around. And while to a point it's okay, I feel like to rely on that every single time they're very dangerous, because when you have a game where it's tight and the players that normally step up don't step up, you haven't got that one person to say, you know what, you're going to be the guy to really put me over the line and over the edge in it. So yeah, but yeah, very good question, bro. I'm not too sure. The jury's out, man. You gotta wait to see what he does with these players for sure, bro. You would assume that better quality players, he'd get the best out of them or better out of them, but again, it depends what he has them doing in it, because Martinelli was definitely tracking back and being very defensive for a lot of part of last season. Obviously, his performances himself weren't great, but what I will say is that he's doing a lot of dog work, a lot of defensive duties, tracking back, trying to help the fullback, trying to get in defensive situations, positions, and it's taking a lot from his game, because he can't just focus and think about just richly playing football and attacking and goal scoring. So yeah, it is kind of crazy, man. Big up Curtis says you're a troll ST and you wonder why Arsenal haven't won anything for 5 years. I'm not even trolling. I admit we need loads more, but in isolation, it's an okay signing. You know what? I'm with the ST, to be fair. I'm with that ST, to be fair. Again, in isolation, it's okay, but it's only okay if we use the money that we're saving on this to get massive signings, bro. This can't just be the only signing for sure. Because yeah, he's not moving anyone. It's not moving the needle. He's an okay Premier League player, like, and that's nothing more, nothing less in it. But yeah, you need more, bro. You need more signings, man. And again, this is not a one where it's like, oh my god, I'm gonna crush out about because we got bigger fish to fry, bro. We need to get a striker in. That's what my concern is. Do you know what I mean? That's what my concern is. Like, these guys are not even gonna start. Do you know what I'm saying? So they're not starters. Norgaard's not a starter. Kepa's not start. They're not starters, bro. So the squad players, innit? I'm on. Oh, I want starters, bro. I'm focused on my starters. I want a starting striker and I want a starting left winger minimum, and then I want a backup to Saka, which is obviously adequate quality, or a backup to Odegaard, or someone to challenge Odegaard's position as well, man. And then the attacking rise, I think, yeah, you got no excuses now. You got big boy striker, you got your big boy left winger, you've still got Saka there, you've got Odegaard, you've got someone that can challenge Odegaard, and you got all the players in place to really make a mount challenge. Because what I will say, the defense I'm happy with in terms of the personnel. Maybe we definitely probably need another defender to cover Saliba, but part of that, I'm happy with the defense. So yeah, man, we go from there, bro. The excuses are running out for sure, bro. Well, they've already run out for me. I don't think he's good enough anyway, to be honest, man. The manager, but yeah, it is what it is, man. And when then you're delusional and one of these Arsenal mutants. Nah, man, I don't think he is, bro. I don't think he is, bro. I get what you're saying in it, but we need loads more, bro. We need loads more. That's the thing. We need loads more, but it's definitely not something to crash out about personally, in my opinion, in it, because we've just got more important things to fix first, and then we can get back to this. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it's crazy, man. Serious question: how mean season can Norgaard even give us? How good of a season can Norgaard even give us, bro? You know what? I feel like he's just been brought in to play that Jorginho role, just to fill in maybe when there's an injury or suspension, play a couple of Premier League games, maybe play a few Champions League games where we've got a bit of fatigue in the squad. I think he's good enough to do that. He's a Premier League proven player. I don't think he's going to be, because and the thing, and that's why I said about in terms of the deficiency, because we're starving of star signings, like when we make a signing, it's like, this is not the signing that we need in terms of like, to really turn the tide of Arsenal being a serious proposition again. So I think that's why people are like, well, why are you signing this? This is a joke of a signing. But in obviously in isolation, it's okay if you're going to sign these players at the end of the window or towards it or after this signing. But the problem with Arsenal is they've got a habit of signing these kind of players, but then not signing anyone else. So I think a lot of fans are like, well, you've signed squad players before and then you've just not added to it. And then Arsenal fans kind of convince themselves, well, they're going to be good enough for us to do something decent, and it never is. So I can see both sides, to be honest with you. I can see why rival fans think it's, bro, you're not a serious club. I can see why people think in isolation it's decent, but we need more. I think that's probably the way I'm at, but I'm waiting to see what they do more. But yeah, man, I think again, bigger fish to fry. We need to get this forward line sorted for sure, man. Nothing to brag about. Phase 6, Kepa and Norgaard. And this is exactly what I'm saying, bro. Because again, everyone's waiting for the star signings, bro. So when you say Phase 6, Kepa and Norgaard, it's true. It looks terrible. It's not even looks terrible. It's terrible. It's like, where are the main guys, man? These guys should be under the rug. Like, we should be looking at these guys like, oh yeah, we got Norgaard, yeah. But look who we got now. Do you know what I mean? Oh yeah, we're getting Kepa, cool, but we're getting the striker. Do you know what I mean? But they're not used as that at the minute because there's no movement on the starters. So everyone's just looking at like, well, Kepa, Norgaard, yeah, that's not going to really do well. Either way, we're not even signed him, by the way. Obviously, they're not accepted the bid. I think they rejected it for 9.3 million. I think they want more, upwards of 20 to 25 mil, which I don't know if Arsenal are going to get. So yeah, man, it's crazy. Big old E. Russell says, I don't know, Tots, bro. Signing squad players is just getting more garbage at the club to me. I get what you're saying, bro. I get what you're saying. But at the same time, it's like, with the squad players that obviously we're getting, as long as they play their part, then it's cool. Like, I feel like they become garbage players when we heavily rely on them. And that's what we've been happening to us quite a lot of the time because we've got short numbers, bro. Like, we're getting 22-man squad and we're trying to play 4 competitions. It's not enough. Bro, get a big squad, have players that can play their role. It doesn't have to be major, but do something in certain games and then they can kick back. Not a lot of Liverpool fans rate Nunes, for example, but he still played a little bit of a role. Not a lot because he didn't need to, because they had proper starters. That's the point. So, and obviously they won the Premier League with him. And he scored the one game I can think of the top of my head, the Brentford. It was the Brentford game? The Brentford game where he scored 2 goals, where it looked like they were going to draw 0-0. And that was 3 extra points and value points that obviously helped them towards winning the title. So, yeah, not every player has to be amazing. However, the starters do have to be amazing, in my opinion. And if you don't get amazing starters, then you're going to be in trouble for sure. So yeah, that's what I'm waiting on, man. To be honest with you, Kepa, Christian Norgaard, or Arsenal Leeds or something. This is what I'm saying, man. This is what I'm saying. Not delusional at all. I want us to be going for the big players, but if we're not going to keep Partey, what are we supposed to do? So ST, I get what you're saying, bro. No, Kepa is done, and that 9 is Chelsea. That's 9 Chelsea and Manchester City rejects and 33 players brought in. That is a crazy stat, to be fair. ST, what if we don't get them big players in? Then what? Then I'll be absolutely fuming. Yeah, I'm with the ST. Well, I'm with ST. I'm waiting to see what we do in it. I'm waiting to see what we do. Doesn't look likely we're gonna do that. But if we might do this window's still open. Obviously, it's still June, July, whatever. So, but we better, bro. We better. That's what I'm saying. We better, man. If Arsenal was serious, go and get Jared Bowen. But we definitely could go get Jared Bowen, bro. Jared Bowen a good signing, not Norgaard. Says Kurt. Hold on a minute. Why did Ethan get a new number if he's not going to stay? Bro, I think he's gonna go. I don't think he's gonna stay, bro. I think he's gonna stay for sure. Kurt, I would pay £100 million for Jared Bowen right now. Bowen would make Arsenal better, bro. Get Bowen, get all of them, bro. This is what I'm saying. Like, we need a better squad. We need a bigger squad. Get all of these players, man. Get Bowen, get Norgaard, get Premier League proven players, get Kudus, get all of them, bro. Because what you gotta think, we've been playing the same man for a time, bro. Like the habits is the older guard, they just play every single game, 90 minutes, never get subbed. So it's like just sticking up the squad. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, if we had got these 2 players and then we had 6 or 7 other signings, they'll just get lost in the shuffle and people wouldn't even care about him. But because these are the only players that people are focusing on, it just looks like a joke thing, innit? Which I get. Do you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, these men are not going to take you anywhere, like in isolation, because these are the only players that we can obviously see at the minute. Do you know what I mean, man? Big up E. Ross. He says, Arteta killing our wingers. I hear that. Bowen can play 4 different positions. Very versatile, man. I rate it for sure. He's a very good player, very underrated player, Bowen. Up tops ST, how's it okay when he can only give us 3 seasons? Makes them we have to replace him. Why can't Arsenal not give Thomas Partey a new contract, who is 32 but wants to sign Christian Norgaard, who's a year younger? I think it's the wages, bro. It's the wages, man. I feel like with the wages, because Partey's gonna want 250 to 300k. Norgaard is probably gonna want like 80. And also as well, what I will say as well, it does put a lot of pressure on Zubimendi because everyone was told that Zubimendi was going to be the Jorginho replacement. Now he has to be the Partey replacement. He has to be the starter, which I thought he would be a starter, but I thought when we would have kept Partey would have been the guy that would have been rotating a bit more if he stayed fit, obviously. But now it just put a lot of pressure on Zubimendi to come in and be amazing straight away, be a title winning DM in the Premier League. He's never played him before, which is a lot of pressure, which was what I will say is not ideal, if I'm being honest, man. But again, it's poor planning by the club. I'll be honest, bro. Even if they're trying to save it now with these kind of signings, but in reality, they should have replaced Partey or Jorginho last year. They should have got even Zubimendi in last year. We should have bought Marino. That was a waste of money, in my opinion, because we could have just used that to get one of the Jorginho replacements in now, because no one even wants to see him in midfield, Marino. So yeah, we should have used that money to get one of the Jorginho or Partey replacements in last year, then use this year to get Zubimendi in if you're going to do that. And then you'd have 2 top midfielders with Rice obviously in the midfield, and obviously Odegaard and someone else, hopefully. But yeah, it's not obviously ideal. It's not ideal. I can't lie. But with the Partey situation, I don't blame them for not giving him 300k. But my issue with them is the not planning them to replace him properly, adequately, because he's a top player, and you're literally gambling on Zubimendi coming in and being amazing. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, big up MR. Hi from a new subscriber. Big up, man. I appreciate you, my guy. Big up AJ says Tops FC. Why would Saka and Saliba sign a new deal when they sell the standards? You know what? I feel like, again, with these players, man, you just got to hope that either one, they want to outlast the manager if that's how they really feel, or 2, they love the club. They feel like they can actually generally win something, which they some of them might do. They might be deluded because we've not won anything for 5 years. But yeah, they might generally think that, bro. So I feel like every player's motivation is different. Obviously, at the minute, it's not looking good because, again, we're just a nearly club at the minute. We need to prove to them, and they need to prove to us as well. Because again, I think it's a thing that goes both ways. I feel like the players have got a responsibility to prove that they've got the mentality to get over the line when they get put into certain positions, like a semi-final. Like, regardless, we should not be losing 2 games to Newcastle, bro. Like, the players have to look at themselves missing chances, as well as the manager for picking them and buying them. As course, I think it's a collective, innit? So yeah, I think they have to prove to themselves that they're good enough to get over the line themselves, bro. Because we rate these players highly, but at the same time, these are the same players that have not won anything. I know obviously the manager's got a part to play in it as well, but again, I think it's a collective, bro. They have to prove to themselves they're ready title-winning players, or even like trophy-winning players, which I think they are. But yeah, they need to prove it, innit? On the pitch. Kurt Partey wants nearly close to 300k a week. Our wages would have got given to other players. He's effed us, so we can't give it. Hence, we've gone the cheap route. I'm not saying it's right, but that's why. Yeah, I get what. Yeah. That's what. Yeah, but I don't think it's right either. Do you know what I mean? I don't think we should have done that in terms of we shouldn't have left it so last minute for us to decide that the guy wants 300k, which of course he's going to want 300k. It's his last big contract, and he's been on the same wages for 5 years. Of course, that's going to be the outcome, innit? So it's poor planning from Arsenal, if I'm being honest, bro. And even the whole situation with obviously sacking Edu and getting Berta in, it just seems a bit messy anyway, that there's not any clear plan. Obviously, Berta's probably thinking, well, we can't really adequately replace Partey as well as get a winger, as well as get a striker in the same window, as well as getting Zubamendi, and he wants a defender as well, and potentially a backup to Saka. And this is what I mean. You just push it down the can. This is why people were so annoyed with the January transfer window and the transfer window last summer, because you just push all these kind of issues down the pan. Where if we would have got a proper winger last year instead of getting Sterling, we wouldn't have had this situation now where we're going to have to get a winger. Then we could have saved money. And then had money now to get a proper like Partey replacement. So it's all kind of like a knock-on effect, like a ripple effect for sure, man. Big up AJ says ST rubbish. If Norgaard costs us £11 million, that's money to pay Partey. 100% facts, Tops. To me, this club will never ever be serious under the ownership and manager. Yeah, bro, big up Ross, man, for sure, bro. Like, they're just not showing any ambition, bro. Like. And it's crazy because you literally could get the club on side. Because let's be honest, man, the fans are a bit of a pickle in terms of even the guys that are pro Arteta, even they're saying that we need to win something. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's being bantered, if you're obviously an Arsenal fan, by Crystal Palace fans, Tottenham fans, Newcastle fans, any kind of team that's won a trophy within the last 2 or 3 years. All Arsenal fans are getting bantered for. That's one thing. And then the fact that we've had poor, obviously, transfer winners in the past. And we've been waiting for certain positions for so long, 2, 3, 4 years, waiting for a striker, left winger, back up to Saka. I think that's kind of like an added effect to everything going wrong in terms of Arsenal fans just waiting now and not being taken seriously by rival fans or by some Arsenal fans themselves. So, yeah, it's up to the club. And they had a pivot opportunity just to get striker straight away. Like, if you would have said, okay, we're getting Gyökeres or Sesko. I don't really want Sesko. But, bro, just be decisive. Just say, yo, I want a striker. Here is 80 mil, or here is 60 mil, 70 mil. Boom. We're serious this season. We're going to give the manager no excuses. We're getting this player, this player, this player, this player. If you don't like it, you don't like it. But these are the positions we need to strengthen. And we're getting these players, and then we're going to go for it. I could somewhat respect it. Say, you know what? At least they've tried. I don't agree with who they're getting, but at least they're trying to get someone. Do you know what I mean? At least they're trying. But at a minute, it's just like, they don't even care. It's like, whatever. Like, we could get a striker. We'll wait. Like, we'll wait till end of July. We'll wait till August. Like we might get a left winger if we sell Martinelli or Trossard. That's the one that sneaked in the last couple of days I've seen. Depending on if we sell one of the left wingers. Okay. So we've heard this before, haven't we? Because I heard that last year. Oh, we might get Nico Williams if we sell one of Trossard or Martinelli, maybe. Do you know what I mean? So they know what they're doing, man. So, and then towards the end of the window, doesn't look like Arsenal going to sign any more signings. They're happy with Sesko and their attacking options now. And it's like, bro, we've just literally just bought Sesko and we've got the same front three. Do you know what I mean? I can see that happening, man. And you can't blame me because I got PTSD because this club does it all the time. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, man, big up, obviously, ST as well. My bro, that's not how it works, brother. But yeah, STS, it's 11 million, can be used on any club it wants. Nothing above 15 is a no. He's 31. I hear that, bro. Big up Carlos in the building, said, what's a Norgaard? Laughing emoji. Run me, Lavia and Casado. This is what I'm saying about the poor squad building, man, in the midfield, bro. Yeah, replacing Norgaard. Sorry, we're replacing the Jorginho with Norgaard. He's not great, I'll be honest, man. But again, in isolation, he's an okay player. I'm not going to say he's rubbish or amazing. Yeah, he's okay. I thought he was okay at Brentford. So, yeah, he's okay. But, yeah, there's consistently a missing piece at the club that's never getting added. 100% facts, bro. It's been going on for over 20 years. horrible business dealings consistently. I hate being all sounding negative, but it's facts. Nah, same here, bro. I'm like a positive guy, but bro, you just got to be honest with the state of the club in it and just say, you know what, listen, this is how it is. And you're right. There's a reason why we haven't won the Premier League for 20 years, because we're always missing something, whether it's a keeper or a good defense or then a striker or then a good midfield like balance. There's always something that we're missing. That's why we can never get over the line, or the manager. So yeah, not great, man. Not great, but 100% facts there, brother. Appreciate the comment. We have 660 million pounds in 3 bank accounts, links to the men's side of the club. There are 0 excuses for this. Big facts by AJ there. Brian Mbeumo still has to sign for Man United. Go and get him. It's still in the works, man. Please hit the likes and sub 9 likes. Yeah, man, get it up to at least 12 likes, man. What's going on, people? 12, 13, 14 likes, man. Let's get this thing up. Let's go. Please understand, I'm not angry at you. I'm just tired of this. Bro, I can feel your frustration, AJ, man. Like, it is what it is, bro. Like, we can feel the frustration for sure, man. It's crazy, man. When Zubimendi can't do it in the Prem with Partey, then what? 100% facts. We made profit last summer. Come on now. So Topsy saying Zubimendi can't come in and be a charismatic first season. We see you. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, bro, you better do that. Otherwise, we ain't doing nothing. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, I'm not saying it. Listen, I'm not saying he's gonna not come in and do that, or he will come in and do that. Like I said, you got to just analyze it when he comes in it, because again, you don't know how he's going to be in the Premier League. You don't know how he's going to be in the team. He might come in and absolutely smash it. Who knows, bro? Like, I'm just going to wait and see what happens, bro. But I'm just saying, like, he better do it, innit? Otherwise, everyone's going to be on him, fam. This is what I'm saying. And sometimes it might not happen so quickly where he's going to be one of the best midfielders in the league. Do you know what I'm saying? Straight off the bat. But it's looking like we're putting that pressure on him already, where if we would have kept Partey, at least he could have rotated with him if he obviously Partey stayed fit. And then it wouldn't be so much of a, obviously, expectance that he's going to do something mad. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro, listen, we paid the money for him, so he's got to be good in it. Otherwise, he'll flop. So yeah, man. I forgot. And Enzo, and what are you doing this season then? Yeah, title challenge, yeah. Chelsea title challenge. Is that what you're saying? Saying Norgaard is 11 mil and the 80k a week will cost for more than giving Partey what he wants a year or two. Come on now. Carlos, I believe Partey wants 3 years, I believe. Crazy. ST just wants 1 year on 280k a week. So again, there's no reason for us not to do it. Top's crying about transfers. Is bad now. Someone tell Unk if F25 exists. Yeah, you're crazy, man. Also gave Chelsea 50 mil for Jorginho with 6 months left to let him leave on a free. Yeah, terrible business, man. Terrible business. Roman Abramovich. I don't know why you mentioned him. AJ, we all love this club. Big up to you, mate. Yeah, man. More fantastic business from Arsenal with a laughing emoji. But yeah, man, I love my club ST. My Monza just ping tops. Cheers for the 5 million Kepa. Yeah, man's on a wind up thing. I hear it. Yeah, man's trying to get me mad. I hear it though. I hear it. Carlos on the wind up as usual. This is what I'm saying. Alex went some poor Arsenal fans yet again. LOL. This is why I didn't want to mix with freaking Chelsea players again, bro. I don't want to give them, man, any more money. Do you get it? Like, I don't want to do that, man. Chelsea is in a title charge. Can't see it. No, you know what? If you get a proper striker, I don't see why not, to be honest. I actually don't see why not. Get a proper striker, obviously get a new keeper, and maybe another centre-back. And then, yeah, why not, bro? Why not? Why not, man? You got a good manager. So, yeah. Arteta doesn't want Partey. Why you think he sacrificed him at right back all them times when we all knew he was our best midfielder? Man, remember, he wasn't going to keep him. It emerged when Berta obviously came into the club that obviously Berta wanted to keep him in it. Otherwise, Arsenal were going to win it. Remember, Arsenal wanted to sell this guy like 2 years ago because they weren't happy with his injury record and stuff like that. So, yeah, we just couldn't sell him. We're a terrible selling club. Terrible selling club, man. Very, very poor. I'm calling this now. If Arteta is still here, when Mudryk is with Arteta, will buy him as well. Oh, man, bro. Yeah, again, Mudryk, I mean, it looks like he might get, 4-year ban it is, which is madness, man. It's mad. It's a mad thing. Carlos, get Victor Gyökeres or Osterman. You can definitely be in the race. Yeah, I don't see why not, bro. I don't see why not. We've got the youngest team in the Prem, but don't put it past Chelsea to win the Champions League. Heritage Day. Well, yeah, do your thing then, innit? In the Champions. Yeah, I actually forgot you're in the Champions League now. But yeah, do your thing. Terrible business as usual. Tops facts. Yeah, man, awful, really, awful. obviously, now that obviously Carlos has mentioned mentioned Kepa, that brings me perfectly onto this article here about Arsenal activate Chelsea's goalkeeper Kepa's 5 mil release clause deal as deal is completed, man. So they've activated the release clause of 5 mil. Kepa is still the world's most expensive goalkeeper after he joined Chelsea in 2018 for £72 million from Athletic Bilbao. Now the Spaniard is making his way to North London in a deal worth over 10 times less than that, despite the shot stopper being just 30 years old. The news comes from journalist Fabrizio Romano, who reports the deal is complete. Kepa to Arsenal, here we go. Done deal for the Spanish goalkeeper to join to join Arsenal as a new backup to David Raya. Also activate 5 million clause from Chelsea, and all documents are sealed. One more addition for Arteta after the Zubimendi deal. He will arrive ahead of the new campaign, where he will compete with compatriot David Raya for the starting spot. No, he won't, bro. No, he won't, brother. Under manager Mikel Arteta, who will have the pair at his disposal both domestically and in the Champions League. Former skipper Gallas spoke to Prime Casino and revealed that he's not impressed by the moves, claiming it's strange. Listen, I think Kepa to Arsenal would be a strange signing. The second choice goalkeeper should be a young player who is learning that he can take over from David Raya in a few years. I'm not sure why you'd bring in someone who's older than him with no eye to the future. Also should be looking for someone in their early 20s who can learn and grow playing in the FA Cup, Carabao Cup. Kepa isn't that player. Kepa will replace Neto, who spent the last season on loan at the Emirates from Bournemouth and did not impress enough. Bro, he played one game and he was awful in it to warrant the club extending the stay. Kepa spent last season on loan at Bournemouth from Chelsea, conceding 39 goals in 29 games, but could improve his form under Arteta, who clearly sees a potential, man. So yeah, man, my thoughts on this deal, obviously not ideal, bro. Not ideal, man. I can't lie. Like, again, people say about the money and in isolation, cool, whatever. But yeah, man, you just gotta hope that Ray don't get injured, bro. That's my issue. And that's my issue, man. Ray is temp keeper. Yeah, Ray is temp keeper. Arteta's temp keeper, bro, is nasty work. Yeah, he is. Ross. Jesus Christ, yeah, terrible, man. If Ray gets injured, you guys are cooked. Honestly, bro. Honestly, we just gotta pray he don't get any kind of groin strain, broken finger, nothing, none of like that. Hamstring, none of that. Nothing like that, bro. Because Kepa playing long term ain't it, bro. It ain't it. Let's be honest, he's not it. Like, he can come in for 1 or 2 games, cool. But yeah, nah, man. I don't think Ray is great. He's great, to be honest. I think Ray is a good keeper. I just don't know if he's like an elite. I don't think he's elite, innit? I think he's a level below like an Alisson or like a one of the top keepers that win the Premier League and Champions League and stuff in like their prime. But I think he's a good keeper, bro. I do feel he's got not mistaken him, but he can have a period where he just makes silly like decision making in terms of like kicking it to an opposition player. Or obviously, I know he's out of position because of Arteta, but sometimes he can get caught out. So a little bit of that, but I feel like his handling is good, good enough, and he's like coming for crosses is very good, like for claims and stuff. And kicking is hit and miss. Sometimes his kicking is good, sometimes his kicking is atrocious, man. So, but yeah, I think he's a decent keeper. But again, it's one of those positions where, again, we definitely can improve on it. But that's like one of the last positions out of the. We got a forward line that's stinking at the joint, bro. I can't be rolling up to OT with habits. And Martinelli, bro, it can't run. You know what I'm saying? It can't run, man. Should have just kept Martinez, who helped you get your only trophy since being the manager of Arteta. Yeah, man, we sold the wrong keeper, bro. We should have sold Leno and kept Martinez at the time. And then if you would have got Raya and Martinez, that would have been a bit better, innit? But yeah, man. Man said, run me Kobe, so much better than Raya, man. So yeah, bro. But yeah, it's an interesting one, man. In terms of obviously the keeper. Again, for me, Kepa, I didn't really want a Chelsea keeper. I know, obviously, Colin was happy with it, but for me, man, yeah, I just didn't want to deal with Chelsea players anymore, to be honest with you. So, personally, I'm not massively thrilled about the whole situation, if I'm being honest, bro. But it is what it is. We're going to just move on from it now. He signed, and yeah, it's not great, man. It's not great. But big up everyone in the chat, man. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, tell a friend to tell a friend. You put in the chat what you think about the Kepa situation, the Kepa deal, £5 million we're giving to Chelsea again, another window, and that's without thinking about the likes of potentially signing Madueke, bro. So yeah, man, it's a sticky one still, like Hedy once said, bro. It's a sticky one, man. But yeah, my overall thoughts on it is, yeah, I'm not really that pleased, to be honest with you, but yeah, man, hopefully he doesn't play too many minutes and we can just keep Ray and go for the majority of the season, bro. It'd be interesting to see how much games he actually plays. Obviously, he's going to play Carabao Cup and probably play FA Cup. But the Champions League, yeah, Ray's going to stay in goal, bro, for that. I can't lie. Especially if we're getting your PSGs, we're getting your Real Madrids and whatnot in the group stages. Because, again, obviously, you're going to get 2 top teams, depending on the seeding and whatnot. So we probably will get like a Bayern Munich and someone else. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, man, you can't be in goal for them games. I can't even lie, man. I said, just another squad player to chalk up. The Madueke rumors, I'm confused by. Oh, bro, you and me both, man. You and me both. It just seems bizarre, to be honest with you, bro. Because like, he's not the profile we need, like at all. Like in terms of like position. Obviously, we need a left-sided like forward first. Then you could go on the right side. I know you can play both. And then even like age-wise, like you want kind of someone that's maybe a bit older than said Saka, who can obviously replace him or be the backup to him. So there's not like a conflict of you both need time to develop your game, because obviously Madueke is still very raw. He needs loads of game time. He needs to play every single game to improve. And if we have a backup right like side like player, they're gonna have to be comfortable with not playing a lot of like games. Like, because obviously Saka's gonna be the main guy unless he gets injured or suspended or whatever. So they have to be comfortable with rotating, coming on for 20 minutes, all of that stuff, starting the odd game. And that's more seen with like an older player, like an older winger that's happy to have those rotational minutes, rather than a young guy that needs to develop more and needs to play like 90 minutes probably every week to improve his game. So the whole profile just doesn't make any sense. The thing is, like I said, I can't even say it's paper talk because we buy Chelsea players. We're buying one this summer. So yeah, and we do it every year. So I can't even dismiss it, man. So it might even be true. It might be true where we've inquired and you guys want 50 mil, but we're probably willing to pay 25 to 30, man. But hopefully we don't get him, man. Like, no, I just can't see it a world where that works out, that deal, because it just doesn't. People are not going to be happy if that's our main choice signing, obviously, because he's not obviously at the level that we need to progress, obviously. And even if he's a backup, bro, him himself is not going to be happy because he's not going to be playing, especially if he's a backup to Saka, because Saka's going to start. So yeah, it's crazy, man. But yeah, a bit of a weird one, man. Man said, Carlos, keep him, LOL, please. Arteta must be thinking only 6 Prem goals. Open play from Saka. I need a winger that can get a Prem Hattie. Ah, you shameless Donny, fam. You shameless Donny. Oh, so shameless, bro. Since 2024, Saka in the mud. Yeah, you make me sick. You make me sick, fam. Oh my days. We need to ship with Madueke to Newcastle. Now they're trying to get Elanga, bro. Elanga and João Pedro. Yeah, how much the Elanga news is another one as well that I thought, you know what, that's kind of crazy how they rejected 45 mil. Apparently they want upwards to 60 to 75 mil for Elanga, bro, which is mental. That is mental, man. Actually, let me get onto that as well. I think that was the deal anyway. Yeah, let me get onto this, man, quickly. Big up obviously everyone in the chat, man. Make sure you guys smash the like button as well. But yeah, Newcastle have 3 transfer alternatives. After £45 million bid for Anthony Elanga was rejected, including the Premier League star with an £85 million release clause. So yeah, they want Elanga. Obviously they want 3 other players as well in terms of like they're considering alternatives. But yeah, they understand they received an offer in the morning, but rejected it quickly. I have no intention to sell the Swede international. Newcastle are willing to weigh up and submit another bid for Elanga to pursue other targets. Mail Up Sport exclusively revealed that the Magpies inquired about him earlier this month, having their approach snubbed by obviously not the Forest. Elanga is viewed by Forest 60 million, and it would be surprising if Newcastle were to meet the asking price. 60 million is steep, bro. I can't lie, man. Especially because he's only really had one. Like, obviously he was good last season for obviously the level and the fact that Forest probably should have got Champions League considering how much they were in the top 3 for the majority of the season, and obviously fell away into 7th, which is kind of a mad drop off, to be fair. But yeah, man, to demand 60 mil is kind of crazy. I don't think he's a 60 million pound winger at all. But again, that's what they value him as, for them to be willing to sell him. So yeah, but if the club decide not to increase their offer to Forest for Elanga, there are a trio of other attackers on the club's radar. So there is still a few attackers there. Obviously the brother from Dortmund, Bakayoko from PSV, sorry. Kudus, man. Surely you're going to be getting Kudus. Obviously, he's got £85 million release clause, so that might be a bit steep for him as well. But surely, man, you're going to be getting Kudus, though, out of the 3. But yeah, Bakayoko, sorry, 21-year-old winger, Belgian winger, that obviously plays for PSV. Scored 12 goals in the Eredivisie, 14 in all competitions. Obviously, yeah. Kudus is a player that only got 5 goals, 3 assists. Did not have a good season last year, Kudus, to be fair. That return's pretty low, pretty poor for a player of his caliber as well, man. But yeah, as it stands, he's looking like Eddie Howe wants more competition for Harvey Barnes and Jacob Murphy. I rate Harvey Barnes. I think he's a good player, man. Doesn't really start too many games for whatever reason, or he's never really had a prolonged run into the team. But I rate him, man. I think he's good. But yeah, man, it's crazy, bro. It's absolutely crazy, man. Just obviously quickly going on the comments before I wrap up. When Mendy, Norgaard, and Kepa are done, Arteta would have spent £824 million on 36 players. That's a lot of money, bro. That is a lot of money. I want 50 to 55 of a man awakey. Yeah, that would be very good business to get that much for him, man. To be honest with you, Elanga for 65 to 70 is a fair price, in my opinion. Wow, inflation is crazy, bro. I mean, I don't know about you, man. I don't think these guys are worth nowhere near these kind of prices, man. I can't even lie. 70 mil, man, is crazy. Considering the Real Madrid want, what, 77 for Rodrigo? Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a bit mad. I can understand in terms of if it's a lower club, and you don't want to sell the player. Because what would Bowen be? Because Bowen is better than both of those by far, bro. He's got to be like 100 mil, surely. If you, man, are selling 70 mil for Elanga, man, but Bowen's way better than him. And he's obviously like a wide forward kind of second striker kind of thing. But he's going to be going for 100 mil then. This is what I'm saying. He just goes up and up, bro. But nah, I think 40 mil for Elanga, 45 mil. I think that's fair to be honest, man. Man said, hell no, tops. Them prices are ridiculous. Bro, they're insane, bro. 70 for Elanga, bro. I don't know how much they bought him for from Man United. It can't be more than 20. It cannot be more than 20. Let me have a quick look, bro. It cannot be a more than 20 million, man. To Forest. Let me have a look. How much did they pay for him? 15 million, bro, in 2023. So less than 2 years ago. And that season, and since then, he's in 74 appearances, he's got 11 goals, bro. 70, so he's not even got 20 goals in 70. Wow. Yeah, he's not even got 20 goals in 74. He's got 11 goals, 20 assists. So 31 GA in 74, which is nearly 1 in 2. I guess in the Premier League's okay for a team like Forest, I suppose. But the goals have to definitely go up a bit, man. That's nearly 100 games, bro. He's just about reaching 10. He's a winger. Yeah, 15 to 70 is nasty, man. He's only 23 still, so he's still pretty young. But yeah, man, I think that's a massive inflation for sure. Man said, how much is Norgaard? So apparently they're willing to accept 15 million pounds, 15 to 20. I've seen. Depending if it's add-ons or whatnot, which again is pretty cheap for a Premier League captain. I thought, because I knew I read a report. Pardon me. I don't know if it was last year. I think it was last year summer, where I know Spurs were after him, and I'm sure they touted like 50 mil at the time, bro. I'm sure it was, and that's why I didn't sign him in it. So to go from 50 to 10 in one season, and obviously he signed a new deal. Obviously at the time he only had 1 year left. Now he's got 2 years left, so he signed a new deal in March. So yeah, man, to have that kind of drump is crazy. But yeah, man, I don't know, bro. I think that the prices are a bit crazy. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see because when you look at someone like, because for example, I think João Pedro is better than Elanga as well. I think João Pedro is a good little player, and I don't know if Brighton gonna be wanting to obviously saying that he's gonna have to be worth 70 million. Do you know what I mean? I think he's gonna be cheaper than that. So yeah, crazy, man. Crazy. Eros 9 to 11 million pounds. That's the bid. I think it's been rejected. It's rejected. It's ridiculous how they are pricing these players, bro. I don't know. Yeah, it is a bit mad. I feel like there was a period probably last season where it was going. He's getting back to normal a little bit, but I feel like he's going like the other way again. But again, it's up to obviously the clubs that pay the money in it. Like, if you refuse to pay these kind of prices, and naturally, if you want to sell a player, you have to bring the price down as a selling obviously club. Otherwise, you're just going to keep a player that's not wanted, or you don't want them there. So yeah, I think it's based off the buying club and the selling club to be like, yo, this is ridiculous, man. Just pay a reasonable fee for this guy, and then he's going to be happy because he's got the move away. So yeah, man, crazy work, man. Crazy work, man. Big up everyone tuning in here. Make sure you guys like the video and subscribe to the channel, man. Just talking, obviously, everything Arsenal. Talking about this bid that's been rejected for Elanga as well, man. I'm talking about the prices and stuff like that. But yeah, man, it's been a good little stream, bro. I'm trying to think who else is online, man. Make sure you guys like the video if you've not already. Subscribe to the channel if you've not already. Obviously, the breaking news is Kepa has signed for Arsenal, apparently, according to Fabrizio Romano, £5 million. And then, yeah, also had a £9 to £11 million deal rejected for Norgaard from Brentford, man. Supposed to be the Jorginho replacement. So, yeah, crazy. So we have to wait and see what happens with those kind of deals, if I'm being honest, man, to see if there's any kind of progression in the next coming days with Arsenal in terms of them being announced. And, yeah, maybe getting some striker news as well, man. But yeah, big up everyone tuning in, big up everyone locked in as well, man. If you've got any questions, just drop them in the chat before I head off. I'm just trying to see who else is online, if anyone is online, man, and whatnot. Let me have a look, man. But yeah, man, crazy stories, man. At least there's a bit of drama, bro, because yeah, it's been pretty dead in terms of Arsenal the last couple of weeks, I would say. Bar that Kepa news, there's literally nothing been happening, especially with the Yokra stuff. So yeah, man, good to see a bit of a progression somewhat, even though it's not the players we actually want. But yeah, obviously I'll be doing some Club World Cup games towards the end of the week, man, when it gets to the last 16. I think it is on Saturday. I want to assume it is Saturday or Sunday. One of the games. I'll be busy doing that, man. So yeah, that should be good as well, guys. That should be good as well, man. This is taking mad long, bro. But yeah, man, it's all good. But yeah, I'm gonna head off now. Big up everyone tuning in. I'll be back tomorrow in the morning for another 2 shows, really. I'll do the morning show, tops of the morning show. Make sure you guys subscribe, put the notification bell on for that. Looking forward to doing that show. And then yeah, back again, man. This time tomorrow, 2 o'clock, to do a little hour or whatnot show. And yeah, man, just to show some love and whatnot. So yeah, man, big up the chat, man. It's been a good chat. It's been a good debate in terms of Arsenal's priorities and Arsenal standards and whatnot, and where you think they're going to be heading this season, man. Where do you think they're going to be finishing this season? For me, it is looking like a top 4 battle at the minute. Obviously, still early on. Players have not been bought yet, and obviously not all the clubs have done all of their business, but it is looking like it could be one of those days. For sure, man. But yeah, man, I'm gonna obviously raid to views, man. He's still online. Make sure you go into views, chat, and say tops raid, all of that good stuff, man. But yeah, man, big up everyone tuning in, man. I'll be back tomorrow. Make sure you tell views I've raided him, T-Chans raid, tops raid, all of that good stuff. And yeah, man, I'll be back tomorrow, people. Yeah, peace and love. Don't hate the play, hate the game. Until next time, I'm out, people. Peace and love.